Hello and welcome to episode 55 of the Groupchat Wrestling Podcast. We are coming off a weekend that had one of, in my opinion, the greatest wrestling events of all time. It showcased one of my favourite British independent wrestlers, one half of Boisterous Behaviour, absolutely incredible talent, and he performed at possibly the best promotion in the world. If not, then it's the number 2 promotion in the world. I'm talking, of course, about the Lyrical Dragon, man like Dries, at Mystery Wrestling. Happy birthday, Evil Uno. It was a fantastic show. Nothing else happened that weekend.
I think that's very harsh.
Lucy, how dare you?
What did I say?
How dare you?
You're not a Mystery Wrestling fan?
Well, I don't think that's harsh. But Brett will tell you. Brett's probably going to say the same thing as me.
How fucking dare you, Lucy, not bring up the number 2 wrestling promotion in the world last night? TNA Slammiversary.
It's got to be, from now on, they are TNA LOL. You've got to give all 6 letters whenever you reference
LOL
them.
TNA.
It's LOL TNA.
Yeah,
LOL TNA.
You fucking
LOL
can't.
TNA is
for a long
back.
time.
LOL
NXT
TNA is back and better than ever. Like, where can we start? So obviously, I was this close to ordering the
I
pay-per-view.
didn't watch the show.
See, I
was
was
this
talk about
clo-
Mystery Wrestling, these guys.
Well, really, I was this close to ordering the pay-per-view, but I decided, let me watch the pre-show first. I turn it on, and what's on my screen? It's fucking Enzo Amore. Enzo Amore.
Do you know what, though? Do you know what, right? He got me fucking slightly excited for TNA because he fucking put some cryptic promo, didn't he? I'm going to turn up and I'm bringing a Bishop. And I was like, holy fuck, because he's not taking Ben Bishop, is he?
Ben Bishop. Oh, I would watch
I was
Ben
like,
Bishop.
but then I thought he might be with fucking, what's his face, that Corbin fella? Because he's Bishop, isn't he? And then who's he turn up with? Some other Bishop I've never fucking heard of. He could have turned up with a chest piece.
What the
I
fuck
got
was
just
that?
a fucking pop.
No idea. The worst kind of bishop that you could ever
Should
have.
have took
in your
fucking
team.
John Bishop.
Respectfully,
Actual Bishop, just an old guy, the Pope.
He's like, how
like
did I
like
get
you
here?
said, just a giant chess piece, just a giant Bishop chess piece.
The thing is, like, if you're gonna use Enzo Amore and his like one-trick fucking pony gimmick, Ben Bishop's fucking 6'12". I was gonna say 7 foot, then
Maybe he's got a
6'12".
lisp. Maybe he meant Bishop.
Why not fucking use him? Could have fucking hell. Would have been even worse.
I mean,
Did you see
yeah.
the guy who was watching, live streaming the show last night?
Yeah,
who,
what a fucking,
No, I was watching
what a
Mystery
fucking
Wrestling and I
weirdo.
went to
Amore,
bed.
he cried.
Like a good lass.
Like,
So
I was crying over. Was it Zilla Fatu, Enzo, and this Bishop dude? And
Bishop
he was having like a
Look,
real sort of emotional
if you-
moment.
If you've paid that kind of money and that's what you're seeing, you're gonna cry, aren't you?
So that's
fucking
Mr.
waste of money.
His name was Mr. Tesh. He was a wrestling content creator. Used to be a lot on TikTok. He turned out to be a real fucking creep to a lot of other ladies in the
Doesn't
wrestling
surprise me.
IWC.
Yeah, it makes sense,
If you've seen that video, I think it was last year of it was some indie promotion he's watching, and out came AJ Francis, and he put on the most obvious fake response, like thinking that it was freaking John Cena coming out at number 30 in the Royal Rumble 2007 in Madison Square Garden. That reaction, he gave the same reaction when Enzo came out. And it's like, it's the 2016 Enzo Amore shtick, like in 2025. So it's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna skip. But I'm paying attention in the live watch along. One of my buddies on TikTok, and it's just the production flubs. Just you hear the production like counting down the Ash by Elegance tag team. All right, we're rolling. 3, 2, 1, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? And
Bush League. Fucking Bush League. And speaking of AJ Francis as well, he now has no bollocks.
Must we?
Potentially no cock.
Oh, I have seen that clip.
What's that?
I will give him.
He's probably the smartest wrestler in the world because we should call him Einstein because he's only got one testicle now.
I actually will give him a little bit of credit.
That's not a measure
Like,
of
nothing to do with his lack of testicles, but the thing is, he did actually attempt to catch Leon Slater last time when everyone else moved out the way.
100%.
Matt
The only one
Cardona,
that did.
I like Matt Cardona, but he fucking took a step to the side. I was like, fuck this shit. At least fucking AJ Francis put his hand out and tried to get him and ended up injuring himself, I think, in the process. But yeah, that was a bit of a fuck up. He jumped over the ropes. He did like a bunny hop over the fucking ropes and landed fucking bollock on the ladder.
He's like, what the fuck am I doing? But I mean, he's not injured. That's all that matters because that.
Yeah,
that,
of course.
that
I'm glad he's not. I'm glad he's not. Yeah.
Both ACLs, both testicles. That could have been it.
Does he have children already?
So
Is
bad.
this?
I have
no clue.
No idea.
No,
To be fair, he
Okay,
seems
so
like a
too
good
hot
dude
for
on
Brendan.
Twitter.
Yeah, he
AJ Francis,
definitely
he
is.
does. I've got nothing against him at all. I just
100%
don't
not.
gravitate towards the work he does. But like, seems like a nice enough fella.
But what else happened on the show then? So AJ Francis lost a bollock. Well, yet to be determined. We had Matt Cardona and somebody at
Matt Cardona in the system
Riley
beating.
tried to kill himself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beating Dark State,
Oh.
which is NXT's #1 heel faction. That's a smart business right there. And that
Smart
smart
by
business.
NXT.
Please tell me you've seen this, but I've seen people going ape shit over it. That fuck. Do you see it? Whoa, Jeff Hardy taking the ladder match to the next level.
oh god, oh yeah.
He climbed up 3 rungs of a rope ladder and fell off onto someone, and people were losing their shit on the Wrestle Ups, I think was it, or one of them fucking weird accounts. Like, oh my god, Jeff Hardy. It's like he climbed up 2 rungs of a rope ladder. Looked like he struggled to. I love Jeff Hardy, and even he's probably like, that was fucking not impressive. That.
Hold up, but Andy, it was at that point where you could see the exact moment where where he turned heel and the other guy turned face.
And the ladder turned babyface. Oh my goodness me!
But okay, you had that ladder spot, and normal situation that would be the one thing we would talk about from that tag team melee. But nope, after the Hardys win
fuck
the
this.
TNA Tag Team Championships, who comes out to the fucking ring? Bubba Ray Dudley.
Is a fat cunt.
Yeah,
Daddy.
that's one.
That he is.
That's one. We're keeping
That's
a tally
one.
here.
Lucy, you count them. Okay.
All right.
So yeah,
I will get I'll get a pen.
Get a pen. Yeah, so this is very important. Bubba comes down to the ring, and long story short, at Bound for Glory in a little under 3 months, in the year 2025, it's going to be the Hardy Boys versus the Dudleys. Mind you, Devon,
I was going to say,
can he even wrestle? His back is
I don't think he can
fucked.
walk, and he hasn't wrestled in
I-
some time.
I think this is a bait and switch. I think Devon was probably at home like, what the fuck? What's going on here? I think he's probably got a son wrestling training in wrestling or something. And they're probably going to do something like that. Or as seen, Mike suggested they might use Spike, but I'm sure fucking Spike. I'm sure Spike
I
hates
don't think
Bubba Ray.
I don't think Spike has been in the wrestling business for a very long time. But I could
Wasn't
be
there
wrong.
a
I
girl
could be
Dudley
wrong.
at one point?
There was about fucking 7
He
of them.
was
wasn't
part
there?
In
of them.
ECW, there was about 20 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably like
Do you know
second or
if it
third
happens
cousins
the
or
way
something
people
like that.
think it's going to happen, the Hardys and the Dudleys, it will be a combined age of 203 years old.
Nice. I was going to look at that.
In that tag
Do you know what?
match.
Do you know what? The thing is, right, the Hardys, like, for all the
Someone's gonna
slating
die.
they get, they can actually put on an entertaining match
yeah,
still.
The
When they're
Dudleys
not trying to be.
fucking can't.
No, that's what I was going to say. When the Hardys aren't trying to be the old Hardys, like the stuff they've actually done with Leon Slater has been really good because they've actually given him the rub. That's what they should be doing now. At the
It will be this part too.
Yeah.
I'm saying that.
Oh
Like
yes.
that.
Yeah.
Like that's what
mark.
they should be. What they should be doing, not that, but what they should be doing is what they're doing with Leon Slater and giving him the rub. And it's been great. It has actually been quite entertaining stuff. If you caught any of it, and that's only because I love Leon Slater. I kind of try and find it. But them against the Dudleys does nothing for anybody at all.
do
You're
you
not
know
going to
what
be
the
able to
thing-
cover up for their issues on both sides. Dudley's far more than the fucking Hardys, and it's
Do you
going to
know
benefit nobody.
Yeah. There's two things that stick out here with this Hardy's business. So the first thing is that if what Jeff Hardy did with the ladder, if that happened in AEW, that would be making the rounds all weekend, and we would not hear
Justifiably as well.
anything else.
Justifiably.
Yeah, and look,
yeah,
and
absolutely, but-
it's not a Jeff Hardy dig either. It's a dig
No,
for
no, it's
exactly
nothing
what
against
you've
him.
just said because people are making it out to be something that's clearly not. It's like the fake frog splash the other day. That's the kind of thing that fucking wrecks your head. You know, Cody does a fucking. Someone described it
splash.
as.
It's a
Someone
Superfly
described it as
splash. Or...
Sting's fucking 60-odd-year-old table spots, and that's exactly what it was. And they're like, "Oh, what a frog splash from Cody!"
Why did Cody have the contract in his hand when he did the splash?
I've
That
no
was
fucking
weird.
idea. I
Compared
don't
to,
think
did
he
you
did.
see Ricochet in a suit?
Yeah.
Off the,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
fucking rock with the suits,
springboard
yeah.
into the clothesline. Well, that was fucking
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, the suit is
sorry,
no excuse.
Sorry, Dan, go on.
No, it's all good. No, I love the tangents we go down. It's what makes us great. But no, the second thing was the Dudleys and
I
the
say
Hardys
okay.
thing. It is clearly in response to the Cope and Christian reunion storyline that we are going to get. Obviously, we know we're getting this for a while, but the story that AEW are going to be telling with that, I feel, I mean, I've yet to be proven wrong with this, like the long-term storytelling that they are going to be going along with this is going to far outshine just a random nostalgia match just made by Bully Ray on a whim after a Hardys match.
I mean, how many times have the Hardys reunited, feuded? Like they are two people that are very much past their sell-by date, especially Matt Hardy in ring, because like it was kind of sad watching him at times when he was in AEW. Bubba Ray's like never been particularly talented at professional wrestling. He was a great gimmick match wrestler. Devon, again, we don't know if Devon can even walk, so that's going to be a bit of an issue if you want to wrestle, like the ability to walk. The thing with Cope and Christian is it feels that their story deserves and warrants a final closing chapter. And yes, I'm a big AEW fan, and I don't really care about what they do with the Hardys or with Bubba and Devon anymore. But it does feel that this is worthy and justifiable to have a big moment with them, let them have that moment. Like, their paths have been intertwined since they joined AEW, and this is not going to be, you know what, let's be friends, hug it out, let's all smile and be friends. This will be done in it'll be convoluted, but it'll be done very well. It'll be very well structured. It will go the right amount of time, and it will have a really satisfying moment when they probably have a short run with the tag titles.
You know what? What also separates like Cope and Cage's like eventual like reunion as apart from the Hardys and Dudleys is that Cope and Cage, like, you go back to how they were forced to retire under earlier in WWE, like, remember, it was a decade before Edge came back, and Christian was forced into early retirement due to injuries out of their hand. They never went out on their own way, on their own accord. So, like, them both coming back in AEW, and here's the thing, like, some miserable cunt on Twitter, like, said that, for those who complain about
Brett saying cunt.
Yeah, you guys are fucking rubbing off on me, but for this miserable fucking cunt, I'm not gonna.
Yeah, go on. Give him a full.
Yeah, give me half a point.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna say his fucking name, but you know who I'm talking about. He said, if you guys are complaining about the Hardys and Dudleys, you better keep the same energy about Cope and Cage when they're tag champs. I'm like, two things. Number one, first off, Cope and Cage are in phenomenal shape at their fucking age. You can make the argument that this might be the greatest shape that Cope has ever been in his entire career. Let's be honest. He's never been...
Yeah, I mean, he's Aries God of War. He's been absolutely...
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's due to what you said, though, Brett, the fact that these guys had their careers cut early. They haven't been put through the fucking wars like the rest of the guys. They haven't been going non-stop. They both had a 10-year fucking period where they were doing fuck all, apart from just living life and not getting the bodies twatted every fucking week.
I think we have 28th, 2011 is the last time they tagged up. So 14 and a half years it'll be since we've seen him as a tag team.
I know Christian had like a short run in like the mid 2010s or the early to mid 2010s, but apparently there was concussion, and this was obviously when Vince was running WWE, and he was outspoken.
Edge retired in 2011, didn't he?
Edge retired in 2011, and I think Christian might have been a year or two later, if I'm correct.
Yeah, I think he was going into sort of early 2014, something like that. Yes. But Vince was never a fan of Christian anyway. He would find any excuse in the book to just not have him on TV anyway.
He wanted to stick a blue dot over his fucking face.
Exactly.
He thought that was actually funny. Hey, will it be funny we just stuck a blue dot over his face?
Or just like blur his face or whatever when he was on screen. It's just like...
Which is fucking insane, because I go back to when first Edge and Christian split back in, 2002, 2003. Yeah. I love that first theme for Christian, like, Christian at last, you're on. Yeah, I love that shit. It fit his character to a fucking T. I love the partnership with him and Chris Jericho during that time.
Him and his peeps.
Oh, yeah, the peeps.
Can you warn us when you're going to sing?
Yeah, please, Brett.
I will. No promises, but no, like at their age, I think they're both over 50, right? Both Cage and Cole. But like Andy said, they had almost a decade where they weren't gone through the ringer. They didn't take any bumps or anything like that. So out of that, like I said, they've taken care of their bodies over their years. They're in phenomenal shape. So when we do get their tag title run, their tag team run, obviously first we're gonna get the FTR match, and then, but damn, look at what we have after that with the way that like Marcus brought up the tag team.
Scene entering a really stacked division.
I mean, but holy shit, like just imagine how fucking great that eventual match between them and the Young Bucks is going to be. That's
honestly, you could pick any two of us on here now and have gives a match with the Young Bucks, and they probably carry us to at least 3 stars. So I would say
will be so motivated. I mean, they always are motivated. They'll be so motivated. That match to be so good.
I still think Edge and Christian can go as well. Like I know,
It's tag team.
No, but I know Edge got a lot of flack over the fucking Death Riders, but that was because it was main event. It was a main event, and his style just did not match.
It wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's right. It was boring. It wasn't bad.
Team, that's fine. It's boring, not bad. He didn't look out of place. There was nothing. He's like, oh, he looks like other people over the age of 50. Some that you might like more than me. When I watch them, I feel they're a danger. I feel this is bad and it could go wrong at any point. With Edge, I never feel like that. Or Cope, I don't feel that's going to happen. I just find myself relatively bored in his singles matches now.
Should we have a guess who he was referring to then when he said some that you might like more than me?
Talking about. We're going to have we'll fall out.
Yeah.
So no, but I agree on that. But my point with Cope was more that like. Is before he was stuck in the main event angle. He was actually really interesting, and he was having some great matches. So I feel it was a mixture of the boringness came from in being in that angle when we wanted more. We wanted more. We wanted one of the guys, the hot guys that were on the way up to be the challenger. We did not want Cope to come back and say, "I'm going to stop the Death Riders," because we never thought it was going to happen either. And it was just dragged on, and that was at a point. You know, it wasn't just Cope. That was at a point when the Death Riders. I mean, every week we were fantasy booking a heel turn to join him, and it just didn't happen. It was the same every fucking week. And so, like, I feel like it's harsh to blame them too, because, like I say, when you see Cope previously, he was great. And Christian hasn't had a bad match in AEW.
How good that was again in the cage match.
Yeah, and with Malachi Black, he took Malachi Black to his best AEW match.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And Christian hasn't had a bad match in AEW. Full stop. If Christian's worst in-ring performance was the cash-in, that's how good he's been. That you're looking to a fucking 5-minute segment to fucking pick somewhere where he's actually not been great.
This is it. Can you think of this genuine question here, like for the room? Can you think of a single, other than the one last night? So maybe ignore that one because it's fresh in our minds. But can you think of a memorable Matt and Jeff Hardy or Bully Ray match that has entertained you as much as anything involving Christian or Cope?
Without the stipulation in the match, 100% not.
Take the street fight in Toronto, for example. Like that was fucking amazing. Like I loved that one.
I love the bit when they put
TNT title.
When they put the hockey jerseys on and started hockey fighting.
Oh man, that was so fucking good.
And you know that since they're best friends, like they're in the back, like probably just fucking laughing it up and just giggling. Like that
probably just Tony's just there, just saying, look, guys. You make the match, make it your own.
And like, that's why they're going to make
free
magic
reign
with the Young Bucks, because the Young Bucks have that exact same vibe. It's like, should we do some crazy shit? Yeah, let's do some crazy shit. Come on, lads, and they just go out and play.
I think their eventual feud with the Young Bucks will be absolutely incredible. I think it'll be fucking like in the top angles of the year. But I think the same with FTR, because FTR can get stuff up.
Especially now that there's like a firm story behind it. Like that's the first one, and then where they go from there eventually to the Young Bucks. Maybe not straight away. Maybe they rack up a few wins.
Listen, just
I mean,
just
there's
give
so
us the
many.
damn...
Like even Cope and Christian against the Hurt Syndicate has legs to it.
We said this last week. It's like it's crazy how good this tag team division is starting to look now. Potentially, like when we've been nothing against Private Party. The great athletes, they just don't interest me at all in terms of the character in ring. It's so much better now than it's at the point where I forgot they even had the titles. The Bucks and anybody is gold. The Bucks and fucking FTR and anybody is gold. I would say Edge and Christian with probably 70% of them tag teams is going to give you gold.
Edge and Christian and the Outrunners is going to be an amazing kazoo-filled fever dream.
Oh, you just know, yeah, absolutely. It's just fun to envision. Like even then, what was it? I came up with I listed all the tag teams. Like them. I know, obviously, you talked about it on the episode that I wasn't on about the Jurassic Express because I'm still riding this fucking wave. I'm still riding this fucking wave.
It's more realistic now.
Yeah, absolutely. But Cope and Christian against Jurassic Express, a heel Jurassic Express, and a babyface tweener Edge and Christian, like who wouldn't want to see that? The history with Jack Perry and Christian Cage, the history between Cope and the history between Cope and Luchasaurus and Christian and Luchasaurus. There's so much stuff going on there.
I don't think they're going to be heel because now I'm thinking that Luchasaurus could come back and they could start, what's left of the Patriarchy could start beating the shit out of him. Maybe Jack Perry comes back and rescues him. And then at some point then we have
the Patriarchy.
Do you think?
Yeah.
But Jack Perry'd have to lead though, wouldn't he? And
yeah.
I think Jack Perry leading. Yeah, I think leading though would take a bit.
He just doesn't lead. He's not stable leader material. I'm sorry.
No, he's not a leader. But what
it would take away from Nick Wayne as well.
Yeah. My idea for Jack Perry is that, for me, he's always been one who can control Luchasaurus, and Christian was that for a while when obviously Jack wasn't a factor in, and when he just started like the patriarchy. Christian basically told Luchasaurus what to do, and he obeyed. But then when Luchasaurus breaks away from that, he's going to need, because he's a dinosaur, he's a killing machine. He's going to need somebody who can control him, and the only person who can, in my opinion, is probably Jack Perry, because but remember at All Out last year, I still bang that drum after Luchasaurus, when they teased Christian's first cash in on Danielson. They had that moment. They stared at each other for about 30 seconds before Christian entered the ring. So there was a bit of empathy there. So I think that wasn't by accident. I know that probably, Luchasaurus's like injury and illness sort of derailed everything, which it tends to do. But obviously, I think you could really tell a good story if Jack Perry basically just has Luchasaurus doing all of his dirty work for him, and Jack Perry gets heel heat for fun. Like
Christian
I
could
think
still
it could
do
be
that though.
Really good.
Christian could still do that with Cope, and Cope could be like, Luchasaurus could have two dads. One who's a bit of a twat to him, and one who actually does love him, and that could be Christian and Cope. And also, while we're on Christian and Cope, how good is it going to be when they eventually do face FTR? Because we're going to get, Los Superanas against fucking
Conquistadors.
at some point.
Los Conquistadors.
At some point, we're going to get that.
Oh man.
I
All
can't
out.
FTR dressed like slippery frogs as luchadors, and then you've got the goal. It's going to be amazing.
Before we carry on with this, though, we have to go back to TNA because Leon Slater won the X Division Championship. He should have won it last time. It was a fuck up last time because he clearly did win it. Yeah, and fine, it was great. It's great to see him win it. And he should have been against Moose. Moose should not be in the ring with someone of that caliber. I've said it before. Leon Slater is like a team getting a #1 draft pick. They should build Everton around him. They won't, though. They'll still be, oh, Mr. Fed, what would you like us to do next, Mr. Fed? Who do you want, Mr. Fed? But they should build on this. And they should go for it because he is a fucking generational talent, this lad. And it's going to be so sad if the Fed just swallow him up and TNA just keep getting the cast-offs as they are now because it's potential. But as we seen last night, they promised AJ Styles to the world. He comes out, his old music, and all he does is come out, congratulate Leon Slater, and then says bye to the TNA fans and fucks off. So that's it. That was the entirety. Could they not have, if the partnership is that strong, could they not have give TNA AJ Styles for a couple of matches? Arguably TNA's greatest ever fucking wrestler for a couple of matches. No, they give him it just to come and say congratulations to someone who they're probably going to take soon anyway.
I know it's great. It's TNA doing TNA things. But it's not just that. It's the Fed stroking their magic pen, saying, "No, we're making the decisions here.
Yeah.
We don't want AJ to have a match with you. We want him to savor that, bring Leon over to us so we can.
That's exactly what's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Dan, you bring up that it's WWE with the pen. Honestly, the president of TNA, Carlos Silva. Let's be honest. He's just an appointed figurehead. Like he's just a mannequin, basically. He ain't calling no shots there in TNA. You know what it reminds you of? Have you guys ever seen the movie Casino? With De Niro, Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
So remember in the beginning in the movie, like the mob, they ask De Niro to run the casino, but due to his ties with the mob and his criminal history as a bookie, he can't on paper be the one running the casino. So what do? They get Kevin Pollak, some character, I forgot who it was. They get him to be the leader of the one in charge of the casino. Like he's the figure. That's what Carlos Silva is. He ain't pulling no fucking strings.
Jack
He ain't
Tunney,
making.
then.
He's Jack Tunney. Yeah, he's Jack Tunney on television, but with negative 100 aura about him. He's he has the most bland TNA hat ever. It looks bootleg that you would buy outside the stadium.
It looks like someone in a cap.
Yeah,
he definitely got a fucking Timu, didn't he?
He definitely did.
Yeah, it's like you look at him. It's like. Yeah, he's giving me Jack Tunney vibes. Like in no way, shape, or form. I think WWE's already in charge of TNA, especially how this show was booked last night. And then speaking of how it was booked last night, let's just jump to the main.
I know
event.
where you're going with.
Surely they put the title on Santa. I mean, that's a sure thing.
Well, before you go to the main event, Brett.
Stuck the landing.
Yeah.
Oh, go on.
We can't skip this one because Tessa Blanchard's going to turn up on WWE TV.
Oh, she's going to turn up on NXT, isn't she?
She was suspended by Santino Marella. So. And doesn't this sound very familiar? Remember Tekla? Tekla was quote unquote suspended on a probation period for 45 days from Stardom. Remember the back and forth on Twitter between Tony Khan and Okada, and now that's why she finally got her her graphic. So she's been good for 45 days. But
that was cool, by the way they did.
Yeah, it was very good.
Really
keeping kayfabe alive. But now, Tessa's. I said this last year when she showed back up in TNA. Oh, the countdown is on. That's a WWE move. They wanted to test the waters out, get all the she's a racist stuff. She's gonna be, I would say, don't be surprised she shows up on Tuesday, for the next episode of NXT.
I remember you saying that. You pointed that out. You said, I guarantee you this is like almost like money laundering. They're laundering a reputation through TNA first before they throw her straight into WWE.
And then she comes...
she comes through and she's fine. She's a new,
and
they all love her anyway.
Clean as a whistle.
And even if she wasn't clean, they'd still fucking love her. Yeah.
Yeah, she's
her and Hogan should be in a fucking tag team together.
Yeah.
Don't give them any ideas.
Before we finish off on TNA, can I just say one thing on them? Right, so they've announced an official attendance of 7,623 fans last night. Look, we know from the last pay-per-view when they said it was...
turnstiles, though?
But, I mean, to be fair, I remember the last TNA pay-per-view, they said they sold out and about 90% of the upper tier was empty. And so, like, those figures, like, looking at it, like, look, it may well have been that. It may well have been about
I can sell out an arena if I only put 4 tickets up for sale and my mum buys them all. It's,
Exactly. So it seems maybe a bit fanciful, but no one's ever going to check on it because AEW don't have the time to do that and no one else is going to fucking do that. But my thing is, this was the most you've been talked... I've been a wrestling fan since 2016. This is easily the most publicity you've got heading into a show now for the right or wrong reasons in terms of your relationship with WWE. And I did thought, you know what, excluding that, like, for a company that have been fighting to stay alive, getting that kind of crowd, it's a massive deal and fair dues on them. Then you see, and especially so when you look at the card and see this is a bad card. Like, there's no beating around the bush. This is a lot of that seems like stuff that I mean, I wouldn't have wanted to see that on Rampage. I wouldn't have watched Rampage on a Saturday morning if that was on the card. But then you've got this big moment. You've got a big crowd, your biggest apparently ever on American soil. And you put on a show that badly received. I'm like, there's no helping you. Like, this show has been absolutely battered. Apart from Slater moves, and I think one other match, every match has been received.
Yeah, supposedly the opener was pretty good. Supposedly Mustafa
Ali and Cedric Alexander was good.
That's not a surprise. We know how good they both are.
But it's like watching 205 Live from 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's hardly a TNA match, is it? You know.
Yeah.
It's,
No, you're absolutely right. It's the thing is, this is nothing new for them because I remember in the mid to late 2000s, I was a TNA fan. I was watching it, even though
I was
largely, even despite like some good builds, and there'd be some like really good matches worth seeing. There would be a lot of shit on there, but it was just a thing that became synonymous with the brand. Like you would get like really great matches. You get like Kurt Angle, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, any mixture of them three. Was usually like very good, and Sting, Sting was always very good. Beer Money, the Guns, all that lot. But
when you put it like that, TNA is back.
It is now.
No, it is like it is good. You've got the best.
I paid to watch Hard to Kill last year because it got a bit of hype behind it, and it was like £6-7, and I watched that show, and it ended up with the Hardys and the Nemeths in the ring, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is like there's what's the plan for this company? The show itself was a bad show. It was reminiscent of a WWE, like a stomping grounds pay-per-view for anyone that sat there and suffered that back in 2018 or 20 whenever that was. Like when it was really bad. It was that kind of quality pay-per-view in that there was no real plan for any of the matches. None of them stood out, and I gave them a chance, and it was bad. And it was the same. I was actually tempted last night. I wasn't going to pay for it. Like they're charging the same on Triller as that for All In. Get fucked. I'm not paying £15. If it was £6-7, I might have put it on because I weren't doing anything on Monday morning. I'm glad I didn't. I would have ended up streaming it on Watch Wrestling or whatever. But like to have such so many eyes on you, and then to not think to pivot, to have the moment at the end with Santana if you're going to do that down the line, to not think right, maybe the main event shouldn't be the second shortest match of the night. Maybe just to think, let's not put all our fucking titles on NXT, guys. It's just so mind-numbingly stupid on so many levels that they're just, there's no hope for them. Like there is no realistic hope.
It wasn't just the men either, was it? Didn't the knockouts title go to an end?
Yeah, so the knockouts title earlier in the night, it was Masha versus JC Jane. JC won, so now she's a double champ. So real quick on what Mark just said, with the exception of Leon Slater, all of the TNA championships are either held by current NXT wrestlers or former WWE talents. All across the board. And like Mark just said, so the theme that I keep seeing today on Twitter with Santana losing and Trick retaining is that, they're building up to the stories for the biggest show in Bound for Glory. Here's the problem with that. Slammiversary last night was just outside of New York City, just outside of Santana's hometown. Their record gate that they held last night. This was their biggest show of the year. 3 months from now, Bound for Glory, you go from last night, you go from New York City. You know where it's going to be in 3 months? Fucking Lowell, Massachusetts, 45 minutes outside of downtown Boston in a smaller arena. And let's be honest, Santana, as hot as he was coming into last night's match, you think he's going to be as hot or as important in 3 months from now with TNA booking this shit?
2,000 people.
And that's if they sell out. And that's if they sell out. It will be 2,000 less people who will be in the arena. Like what has
someone like that? They'll get 2,000 in for that, like usual. Yesterday was an anomaly. Like it's like when AEW did really well with All In last year. They're getting 2,000 every week. Then they got 50-odd thousand at Wembley. Then we're back to 2,000. That's kind of what TNA had last night. And again, it's going to be from his hometown in front of people that want to see someone like Santana win, to go in and doing it in a town that's going to be literally just full of white dudes. And then he's going to lift the title there in front of about 15 to 20% of the audience. And then his contract's up 6 weeks after that show.
but it's also if he's from New York, he's going to get booed to shit in Boston.
They'll just say, "That's it, you're done."
Yeah, that's another possibility that Dan just said. Like, so you go from New York City, his hometown, to like I said, 45 minutes outside of Boston. He might get booed. Oh, being a New York guy, that is what it is. If you don't know, like I don't know, like your town's like over there in England. Like if you're in Liverpool, you might get booed in Manchester.
It's like Luke Jacobs going to TNT and winning the world title. No Scousers are going to
from fucking Manchester, yeah.
Exactly.
It's TNA's back anyway, as we say, because at the end of the day, you've got a top quality X Division champion who is one of the best in the world. That's what they had back in the day. And then the rest of your titles are all on fucking ex-WWE or old guys. I don't want to be one of them ones to throw the old guys in there, but that's what it is.
Nothing has changed in 21 or however many years they've been alive, 22, 23 years. Yeah, nothing's changed.
Back, baby.
This has been exactly their... what people have been slagging them off for all 15 plus years ago. It's exactly what they were slagging them off for, and now because they've got this relationship with the Fed, suddenly all them drones are very happy for TNA and think that they're the number 2 promotion in the world. But the thing is, and I was chatting to someone else about this in another group chat that I'm in about like whether. Obviously, the end game for this is WWE is going to swallow them up eventually. I wouldn't be surprised if they already do. I wouldn't be surprised if they've already got the pen to paper and actually already signed it, and they're just treading water. They're just padding this out and letting it all sort of fade away when the time's right. So maybe I'm wrong, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was like already.
Just one more thing, then we'll move on. But just look at their roster. With the exception of Leon Slater, what young talent do they have to develop from scratch? They have no one. Can we just... Am I wrong?
They
just
do have some women. They've got Harley Hudson. They've got Zoe Brookside.
Myla Grace is very good. Myla Grace is very good. Harley Hudson is very good.
Unfortunately, the thing that that made TNA stand out to me, I went to the last Impact show in the UK where they announced, they were becoming TNA again. Shame. I was there live. That's how much I loved it. And it was because of the knockouts. It stood out.
Yeah. It was the best part of the show for a long time.
Absolutely. And now they've handed it over to a company who are not famous for their good treatment of women.
Speaking of knockouts, I saw a couple of tweets from Gail Kim. Like they were asking her what she thought of the booking last night. And she basically, long story short, she was like, "Yeah, I don't want to talk about it. Like Probably less said is better.
Gail Kim was incredible. Can we talk about something more fun? Let's talk about...
all right. Okay, Lol TNA to the side. You want to go right into Dynamite, the couple
but high spots before we do move on, though, I just want to, any TNA fans out there, we're not slagging TNA because we hate it. We're slagging TNA because we would like it to be like the old TNA.
Has talked about how we love
it for a very long time.
And it's a shame.
I was going to wear my Impact T-shirt. But
it's just so sad to see them become what they have, and it doesn't help when you got the WWE fans who latch onto them and they're throwing it number 2 promotion, using them as fodder.
They don't give a fuck about
TNA.
TNA.
Exactly. WWE fans, they are not here for you.
Exactly, and I want TNA to be a strong third promotion, pushing second place. I want TNA to be. I want it to be something. I mean, because I miss watching wrestling outside of Wednesdays and Saturdays. I would like another one.
Yeah. I remember it's like, again, I don't want to beat this drum too much, but I remember it was on free TV over in the UK for a long time.
It was
on
brilliant.
like Challenge TV or Bravo. Yeah, I got to watch TNA Impact every week for free. It was a couple days later than when it aired, or it may have been even a week later or something. But it was good. It was really fun to watch. I associate that with like a really happy time in my life.
And there's no wrestling channel without TNA. Without TNA, the wrestling channel doesn't exist, which is why Brit Wrest is in such a healthy place, because so many people grew up on the wrestling channel.
I used to watch Gaia on that. That was
TNA, please get your shit together. Stick Everton on Leon Slater. He's a fucking franchise. It's like having a number one draft pick. It's like getting LeBron James in 2003 for the Cavs. Stick everything on him. Bet Everton on him. Just put the lot on him.
Literally, TNA, you have Lionel Messi of the wrestling world like in the palm of your hands, and you have done for a long time. You need to just literally build everything around him, and I promise you things will like be better than what they are.
If you build it, we will come. Honestly.
Yeah.
If you do.
Anyway.
All right.
And if the Hardys want to come on the podcast anytime and talk to us, we're welcome with their open. We're big fans of the Hardys. All of us, even every single one of us, even someone who may not be. Anyway.
It's not Hardy.
The best logic ever. We're all fans, apart from someone who isn't.
Just the Hardy's mind. Nobody else involved in that feud is allowed on the podcast.
I think.
Why is Bully Ray not allowed on the podcast, guys? I've got my pencil.
Because he's a
cunt. I don't think body shaming. It's fine, but
I don't give a fuck.
I'm still
He's
recalling that initial request that we had from that one listener who's just calling the fat cunt. I was like, okay, fine.
He's a knobhead. He's just a fucking prick. Anyway, TNA might be shit,
it's like I was saying this
AEW's
before we were
fire.
recording. If Batista hates you, then you are doing something wrong. If Batista thinks you're a dick.
If Batista hated me, I would jump off the roof.
Speaking of Bully Ray, I didn't get to say this last week. I went to Attack Pro Wrestling the other week. It was brilliant. And I went because of Drew Parker and Kid Like Us. But the standout for me at that show, that was great, was Paul fucking London. I am now a huge Paul London fan. The guy's charisma, he could still go in the ring. He is talking to everyone. It was brilliant. And he also fucking hates Bully Ray, which is a bonus. He hates Bully Ray with a passion. So, yeah.
I like Paul London. I was so into Paul London, like, back in the day. I was obsessed.
I would love to talk to
Still am, honestly. Paul London, yeah.
If someone likes Bully Ray, there's a good chance they're not a very nice person.
This is it.
Pretty much,
We were saying this before we were recording.
There's a good chance you're deplorable if you actually like him, because he's a thoroughly, like, regardless of, like, I don't care for him as a wrestler. I don't want to see him wrestle. I never don't want to see him wrestle. Why don't I want to see him wrestle? He's shit. But he just doesn't seem like a nice person, and I value that in people. Look, everyone's got a bit of cunt in them. It's nice to have a bit of cunt in you. Like, be a little bit of a cunt, but he's a massive cunt.
He's a proper cunt.
Like, nobody wants a massive cunt. That's not good for anything.
He is a bully. That's exactly what he is. That's what Paul
is.
London said in the clip I've seen of him on YouTube. He was talking about him with Renee Dupree, and he said he's just a horrible piece of shit. He's a bully. No one likes him. Yeah.
Paul London hasn't lost it. Still got it.
So anyway, AEW was great this week.
Talk about AEW, yeah.
Even if people did complain. People complained.
Oh, they complain about everything, whiny little shit.
Oh, they complain about
everything. We've just done half an hour on why TNA is rubbish.
Oh,
fucking wild.
Well, I mean, we did sort of sandwich it in between with
complaining.
some good filling with Cope and Christian. So
My
rather than sort of pick that back up again about like, were people complaining really just about the fact that Hangman was fighting the Death Riders again?
Yeah, I think so.
Was it
They
mainly
had to
just
do
that?
that.
It was that because it was a big tag. But at the end of the day, we're coming up to Forbidden Door, so you're going to have to somehow you're gonna have to build to whatever's happening at Forbidden Door. The Death Riders aren't going away anytime soon. It's just another step of the Darby Allin
They
stuff
shouldn't.
coming back
If they dissolve now, it feels like it's a bit of a wasted opportunity because this, contrary to the main story that has been the focus of TV the last 7+ months, this feels like if you're going to dissolve the Death Riders, do it in blood and guts. The losing team disbands or something like that, or add some stakes to the blood and guts match. I wouldn't, do you think blood and guts is going to be on All Out this year, or is it going to take place before?
I fucking hope so.
No,
I don't think it will, but I hope so.
Unsure.
Because here's the thing, they already have they almost sold out like 9,000 tickets already, and you go on the map on Ticketmaster, like all the floor seats already sold, so they can't like add the second ring
okay, fine.
to that. Because remember, it would have to be out there for the entire
of course,
the entire
it would.
card.
You could
So
just
I
add
think,
another ring halfway through.
I think it's gonna be, you know what? Oh my God, live stream I did last night on TikTok. One of my buddies, Daedrin, brought this up. November Survivor Series War Games, the same month they do blood and guts. Obviously not the same day, same because it's the same match. War Games and Blood and Guts is the same match. They do it a week or two before War Games, and basically it's a way of telling WWE, top that, beat that.
They should do. I like
counter program that bitch.
Like literally counter program that. Do it in November, like a week or two before Survivor Series War Games. That's perfect because it's away from Forbidden Door, All Out. It's plenty of time.
That's a
right
great
there.
idea.
Yeah, I say stretch it out even there. And I'm not even opposed, like, if it's not the Death Riders and Darby Allin, there's another perfect scenario. You could do all the women, first women, Blood and Guts.
Let's have one of each.
Do it.
They should have one of each, definitely. They could easily do one of each.
If you do the Sisters of Sin, with Penelope Ford and Megan Bain, that's your heel team right there.
Yeah.
And then the faces,
I'd watch that.
Can we put Willow and Chris on the same team to see if they can coexist? Because normally I hate that, but I really want to know.
Why
I think
not?
there's still a way to go in that. Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
there's still
but, I mean that's 3 months.
That.
That's like 3-4 months to go until then, so you got time. But
I'm in no rush to see the Death Riders end at the moment now either.
Yeah, no,
I feel like them strengthening back up.
How would you do it then? I'll go last because my way of ending the Death Riders actually leads into another thing that we're going to be talking about. But
okay,
that's true.
How do you end the Death Riders?
Well, I wouldn't end the Death Riders. I would not end the. I'll tell you how. First, I will tell you how I wouldn't end the Death Riders. I would not end the Death Riders like the NWO, where they slowly get diluted each week by mid-level and low-level talent being added and keep on going.
NWO, there was no one left in the world that wasn't a member. Every person on the planet had joined. They ran out of humans.
Throwing in a fucking a cattle prod at some point, or finger poke of doom and shit like that. Then split it into two. Then bring it back. Then tease Hogan leaving. Tease him coming back. Oh, tease him red and yellow. No, he's NWO again. And then and then eventually miraculously they're NWO out of the blue again. I would not do that with the Death Riders. What I would do with the Death Riders is slowly. I would have them look like they're struggling, and like Darby Allin's finally gonna get his way and finish them off. But then, and you'd be surprised to hear this. This is something I've been thinking about. I won't have told you this one before. Orange Cassidy comes back in a leather jacket and beats the fucking shit out of everyone and joins the Death Riders, and then all of a sudden they're back again. And eventually, but the eventual end has to be that they turn on Mox, they beat the shit out of Mox, and Eddie's the one that brings him back up from the ground, and him and Mox said, because Eddie will save him. But yeah, Orange Cassidy is still the one thing that can inject life into the Death Riders at any point. He is the break glass in case of emergency. Leather jacket,
Real glass.
Orange Cassidy. Yeah.
I mean, mine was similar because obviously we sort of fantasy booked it into our own minds, then gaslit ourselves that it was actually going to happen. But and also
the Lucy special.
It fucking should have happened.
Fully. I'm guilty of it all the time. But no, I mean, at the time when Orange was facing Mox, like that, like shortly afterwards, like leading into like World's End, that would have been a perfect time to execute like a heel turn and like have your who's the third man kind of moment and like really shock the world, because that would have. Like the Osprey turn that we're going to get at some point, it's going to shock people. Like that would have had that shock value. But
they really messed with that whole, oh God. That whole who's the third man thing, they missed the trick with that so much. I mean, I still think they should have done that with the Bucks at Blood and Guts last time. They shouldn't have had the Bucks trying to get Hangman to join. They should have just said we've both got an extra partner, and a Hangman comes down. It's like, oh, but whose side? They should have done the whose side is he on at the time. And they still could do that though with the Death Riders, like you say, Orange Cassidy coming back down in a leather jacket, looking pissed off, and then turning around and twatting somebody. Oh, yes.
It does feel again. This is something that we've said to death. It does feel that like because of the relationship that the Bucks have with the Death Riders, the loose alliance, that Jack Perry again is that sort of crucial missing piece. But again, like if you do that and he's tied up with the Death Riders, then it leads. It doesn't sort of possibly easily lead to a Jurassic Express heel reunion or something like that. So, to me,
that down the line, they can push that down a bit further.
Yeah, I mean, there's no rush, obviously, but I don't know how you end them. I think it does feel like Mox has to be overthrown because obviously he's the catalyst in all of it, and I wouldn't be surprised if Marina turns on him and triggers it, because that would be a really powerful moment for Marina. And if they do that, they really have to capitalize on Marina and really sort of get behind her a bit, because that could make her an instant babyface.
My only problem with that,
Mox, and then bam, right through the upright.
Yeah, but
just uppercuts him, and then Claudio and Wheeler maybe go off with Marina, and then Mox is left there like what the fuck's happened. A bit like the patriarchy, but obviously a little bit more different and a little bit more unique.
This was going to say, my only problem with that is it's too similar to the Bryan Danielson turn on them, where they all turned on Bryan Danielson. I don't know. I'd like to see it done a bit differently. I don't know how, but I would like to see it done a bit differently than just them all in the ring and then one of them turns and fucking swats the other and they all join in. I know that's probably the only way you can do it, but I don't know. It just feels very similar to the way they
I know.
jumped Bryan.
I know. The only other thing was that if Mox is maybe in Blood and Guts, just for an example, maybe Mox is trying to rally everyone together. But he, we all know he's not afraid to get a bit violent with Wheeler. He's not afraid to slap Claudio in the face. And what if he just sort of, out of pure desperation to try and finish Darby Allin off or something like that? They all say, no, we're not taking this anymore. Maybe after the match or something, like he's trying to sort of send a message to Darby, and they're all like, no, we're not listening to you anymore. And then they take the white shirts off or something, or they...
Maybe
something
they just
like that,
walk
just
off.
something symbolic to say, look, no, we're...
You
Maybe they
get
just leave
one
it.
fantasy book. You can't have 20 different ones.
Oh, I don't know. You know what I mean.
It's the same. It's the same thread, but maybe they'll just leave him. Maybe they'll just walk off and leave him to have the shit beaten out of him.
Fend for himself,
and then he's alone
one
after
by
that.
one, like, nah.
Yeah, I'm done with this.
Cause. All right. Okay.
What
Brett
about you, Brett?
And he's calling. He's calling for them all. He's bloody. He's on the floor. He's at the shit beaten out. He's like, "Where are you guys?" And Eddie comes. Yes.
Like the exploding bad boy
Eddie
death
does
match,
feel
but-
like a really
Yeah.
important piece to bring Moxley back from the brink.
Yeah,
And Eddie's
When
right.
Moxley feels like he's lost everything and he doesn't know where to turn. Maybe again, I don't want to play with fire here, but maybe they tease in kayfabe, like Mox sort of battling with his demons a little bit. I'm not all about like exploiting it, not saying he actually like has to have a drink or something like that, or like do something like that, but maybe they in storyline tease how much he is struggling and that he is basically on the brink of the wrong path, and then maybe Eddie comes back to sort of say, no, John, I'm not letting you do this to yourself.
Well, you could have Eddie just come and not even interact with him too much, just fight off whoever's there, and then Eddie fucks off himself. And like he's like, down the line, he's like, look, John, you've got to sort this shit out. Or he says to Renee, tell him to fucking sort himself out. There's so much you could do with Eddie. Eddie is the key to a lot of stuff going forward now. It's so exciting.
I know. I'm really looking forward to when he's back. I'm sad we didn't get him at All In, despite like the amazing like show that it was. But I am sad that we didn't get him. But maybe he's just not quite ready yet, because it was a fucking mad injury that he suffered.
Take his time. Let make sure he comes back 100% healthy. But
Of course.
I mean, when
Anyway,
he comes back, I mean, we'll get that thunderous applause. I mean,
I can't
The
wait.
injury in the ring.
Yeah, it was during the Gabe Kidd match. So
Yeah.
he took like a suplex or something, some bad spot. It looked nasty. And he
His
still
l-
finished the match, so he's fucking tough as
yeah,
nails.
his leg hit the
And he took, like, the
guardrail
super
on the
kick.
suplex. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and he
anyway,
took like the
we-
super kick from the Bucks as well.
We
which,
went on a
fair
mad
play
tangent
to the
there.
guy.
So
Yeah,
who's
but
next?
Eddie,
Who's
you
next on the...
can't.
Now skip
Who's
me
next?
since we were on the tangent. We could go ahead.
Go on,
Okay,
Mark,
so
what's
How
your-
would you end the Death Riders? Andy and I have said our pieces. How would you end the Death Riders, if at all?
I did them with blood and guts. For me, they've worked towards it. For me, it is blood and guts. I don't know when it's going to be, which is interesting. I actually would like to see it on pay-per-view this year, because I think it would just add some. I don't know. I'm a fan of it being on pay-per-view. I don't mind a double ring for the whole show. It adds something different to a show, and I think this storyline has been, for better or for worse, this has been one of the most important storylines in AEW's history, with how it's finished. And again, look, we can bang the drum of how bad the middle bit was, and look, it was really, really uninspiring TV for about 2 to 3 months. From the minute Swerve got involved, that everyone was unhappy that Swerve lost, but it garnered a lot of emotion. It made us hate them more, and everything they've done from that moment on for me has been spot on. The matches have all been good. The stories have been good. They felt like a threat. I've really enjoyed it since the start of April, and I really enjoyed it in 2024 as well. Probably around until World's End, maybe just before then. So I think it deserves a really big, satisfying blow-off, and I think that comes inside a cage. And it wouldn't surprise me if that occurs by they're losing the match, and then they all just fuck off and leave Moxley on his own in there to take the
sort of what
beating.
he said. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Does
I was
Eddie
saying.
come
Yeah, I
back?
think that's the way.
If he's fit, yes, but then it could be. I don't know, because I think it's fair and justifiable that Moxley takes a significant amount of time off after this is done. I think he's
Finally take that
at least an
vacation.
8 to 10 week break, and that could, let's say Blood and Guts happens. Let's say it happens some point in September. Let's say mid September, because it's going to be after Forbidden Door. I'm sure of that. So let's say it's mid to late September. I would be happy for him to take some time off, and then that feels like Eddie Kingston's 100% raring to go after that. And then he, however they do it, I think again what you said, both said, it should be intertwined with Moxley. Moxley then his next run should be as a face. He's been a heel for a long time now, and then look, there's so much to do with him. Like Moxley, like that one moment, that last moment, that selling has just changed. Like I've always liked Moxley. I've always been a fan of him, but not a big fan. Just a fan of him. I've always respected what he's done for AEW. But the selling at the end of there, that one moment put him up like 2 extra levels for me. It was a very special moment, and I just hope that the storyline gets the brutal and satisfying conclusion that I feel Jon Moxley has earned from the work he's put into this role.
Yeah.
Couldn't have said that better myself. Very true.
Go on, Brett.
No, just real basic. Like I said, it should end at the conclusion of a blood and guts match with Darby landing the final blow. Whether Eddie Kingston is involved or not, I think it all depends if he's 100% fit to go. But it should be Darby to land the final blow on Mox and the Death Riders, because it did start with him in a sense back at Full Gear. Remember that scene where he rams his pickup truck through the ambulance? Like, that was fucking insane. Being there, I mean, and the fact that it was actually Darby in the truck doing that, like at 100 miles per hour, he's a fucking maniac.
You know,
but it should be him. It should end in the cage. And Mark, you were away when I brought this up earlier about when should Blood and Guts take place. Like in November, WWE has Survivor Series War Games, and you know War Games and Blood and Guts is the same match. Obviously, it will be on an episode of Dynamite. I would do it a week or 2 before that show. So basically, it's like counter program this. Beat this, because you know they're gonna go fucking off the wall and ape shit, knowing that WWE has War Games later in the month. Like,
play them at their own game.
Good idea.
Yeah. Listen, they've been trying to counter prime.
I suppose it could go on that long. I suppose you could have the Darby Mox singles match all out.
Yeah.
There's a few bits you can do in between. I suppose there's no need to rush it.
Orange Cassidy. That's what I was pushing. It's happening. We've said it every week.
Andy. Orange Cassidy.
Yeah. I've got another one for you next week.
What are you
It might
eating
involve
then?
Orange Cassidy.
Or fucking have two Blood and Guts matches that night. Like you said, we could have a women's and a men's. There's already a perfect women's heel team all ready to go. You got the Sisters of Sin, Tekla, Julia and Sky Blue and Adam, Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. That's your 5 right there. And then the 5 faces, maybe at that point, it's 4 months from now, maybe Stat and Willow. Aminata, maybe a returning Jamie Hayter. She got beef with Tekla. That's the one that took her out. Then the 5th one, goddamn, Harley Cameron, maybe? I don't know.
Alex Windsor.
Windsor? I mean...
Would you not like to see Toni Storm in a Blood and Guts? I think she'd be fucking incredible in it.
If she's not defending a title, then
If she's not defending the title,
I think she'd do in. Well, you can put her in any
God,
match.
no.
She's incredible
She does
stuff.
enough damage with her fucking teeth. Don't give her weapons.
Oh,
it's
God.
true.
Oh, hold up. Speaking of weaponizing teeth, I have some unfortunate news. I don't know if it's true or not, but the Mercedes updates fan page on Twitter has reported that, unfortunately, the AEW Instagram account has taken down that video of the Wombstone pile driver.
The video, yeah.
The video. They have taken it down off of Instagram, and the last count was over 41 million views. You sick fucking freaks out there.
Horrifying. It's the
I have
worst
no,
thing.
like I said, I'm gonna confirm later. But like I said, one of the Mercedes Monet fan pages posted it, saying that that they took it down from Instagram, and I like how the meme underneath it said "utter woke nonsense" that they took it down. Like,
It's the worst thing since Chris Statlander did the splits on those fucking thumbtacks. It's disgraceful.
Do you know what? This Wombstone pile driver should be the new Tiger driver. She should reflect on how bad it is, and she should be like, "I'm not going to use this move again." Imagine Tony playing up to that.
Never
I will not use the Wombstone pile driver again. But then,
it would feed into her gimmick perfectly with all of her innuendos. And
right.
Yeah.
So,
sorry, Lucy, give us your.
All right.
Go ahead.
Give us your
You're
verdict.
going to hit.
No pressure.
I already know
no
the boys
pressure.
are
It's
going
been
to hate
built up.
this.
No pressure.
Because this is melodramatic booking for the girlies, and the boys are going to probably hate it.
Can I just say, is this Brandon Cutler turning up to fucking kill Jon Moxley?
Are you going to dub yourself saying?
Serpentico. I'm allowed to say Brandon Cutler.
It does not
I'll
involve.
say it every week.
For once, it does not involve my beloved.
Serpentico.
Stop fucking saying Serpentico, I swear to God. Right. All right. No. This is paying homage to one of the, in my opinion, the greatest faction breakup of all time. Look, Mark's fucked off in terror. It's not about Brandon, Mark. You can come back. No. This, he has as well. No, this is a rip-off, basically, of my favourite breakup of all time. And it involves Claudio
Jason and
and
Kylie.
Mox team. That was sad. Jason and Kylie. No, it was Charlene and... Can't remember what they're called now, Neighbours. Anyway, Scott and Charlene.
Whatever, yeah.
All right, I'll let you lot ramble on. Give us a minute, lads. All
I'll
right.
mute myself.
Be prepared for greatness. Mox and Claudio tell Hangman he's they challenge him to a tag match. And they tell him he's got to find a partner, but it's not allowed to be anybody that interfered in the main event at all in, and it's got to be somebody who's currently with AEW. So he can't ask Swerve, he can't ask Brian, he can't have Darby, can't bring Eddie back. So he spends a couple of weeks, he's like, all right, I need to find a partner that can help me take out Mox Claudio, because Mox won't face Hangman on his own. He's scared of him, we've seen that. He's scared, he needs his boy there. So he finally says, I found it. I have found the perfect tag team partner. And he comes through and he says, I found the one person who hates you even more than I do, Mox. The person that is perfect to team with me against you. And they say, right, call him out. Hangman says, I don't have to, he's already in the ring. And he points at Wheeler Yuta. And finally, Wheeler Yuta grows a pair of balls, pulls his fringe back, doesn't agree to help out right away. However, he eventually will turn, he will join the good side, and he will probably tip water on Marina Shafir in homage to Mr. Perfect ditching Bobby Heenan and Ric Flair to team with Macho Man Randy Savage. History's gonna repeat itself. I'm gonna cry. It's gonna be beautiful. There's gonna be cuddles, handshakes, friendship bracelets. They're gonna go out for ice cream, probably share 2 spoons, 2 spoons, 1 cup. Is that a thing? I feel like that's a thing. It's gonna be lovely. It's confetti, it's going to be lovely.
You thought about this a lot, innit?
I have thought about this a lot. I've never stopped
Really
thinking
have
about
thought
that
about
Mr.
this
Perfect turn. I've been trying to recreate it for decades. This is the first time I think a feud could actually recreate it, and it's with Wheeler Yuta joining forces with Hangman and the good guys. So when we get to Blood and Guts, Yuta is on the good boy side. He goes back to Brian.
I will allow this as long as we can have the MJF playing up against Hangman as the Mr. Perfect Ric Flair angle that we talked about a while ago.
Yeah.
If we have that, and then he can be maybe we have Hangman against Swerve. Maybe we do get to Hangman and Swerve or Hangman and Ospreay, and we have MJF playing that role of I've made a deal with him, we've made a deal with him, and if you're going to do that, give me that as well, and I'll have that because the two of them that angle came off the other one,
All right.
and they were brilliant back in the day. Some of my favourite old WWF stuff before it went MAGA. That was probably
right,
MAGA
deal.
then.
It was
anyway,
always
in its own
MAGA.
way.
Let's be honest. It was always pretty MAGA.
But you know what? The thing is, there's a difference between. I think there's a very big difference between a company that quietly support whatever they do, or a company that are very, very brash and vocal with it, and that's what they are now. Vince was clever enough to not he was always a Republican, but he didn't want to broadcast. He was clever enough to not think, let me not alienate a high percentage of my audience. This lot just do not give a fuck. They've seen how UFC is, kind of not read that there's very different audiences between the UFC lot who are thirsting for actual blood and the rather camp nature of wrestling fans. They've not really paid attention to how different the two sets of fans are on the whole, and they've tied their mark. They've massively gone mad. They've from Hinchcliffe to Triple H with Trump, to the links with UFC. Obviously, they're owned by TKO. To Triple H sitting behind Linda, grinning like a fucking moron when she's getting put in his cabinet. They are deep throating the fuck out of Trump and Co. And they are proud of it. They are releasing the cum shots. They don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Sorry.
It's a feature, not a bug now.
Yep.
I can't disagree.
Well, while we're talking about
it's plain as anything. It's plain as anything. That's it. I was
Of course
just
it is. It's part of the
agreeing
show
with you.
now.
But we still should do that MJF angle I talked about. It's great.
Fine, but you're not diluting
Hangman
my
MJF.
Yuta is finally
you-
a good boy and gets
you-
a haircut story.
You can have that as long as we can have the MJF one. It's
All right.
compromise, isn't it? It's
right,
like,
Tony, we've
we're
decided.
in the cabinet.
Yeah.
I'll back your votes as long as you
Extreme
back
work.
mine.
You
Indeed.
mentioned that being your favourite betrayal, breakup
Ever.
of anything.
Ever.
What's everyone else's? I mean, Andy's I know what your least favourite is, which
Yeah,
is the
the NWO
NWO.
was my least favourite.
But what's your
In terms
favourite
of-
then? What's
my
the best
favourite
one?
breakup of all time? Don't fucking know, to be honest. Probably. Do you know what? I don't know.
Andy, this segment was not a surprise.
No,
I don't.
No, I genuinely don't know though. Like I struggled to think about it before. It's probably
the one that sticks out
Should we
is
come back
is
to you,
Bucks.
Andy? Oh.
No, it's probably the Bucks and Kenny and Hangman. That's probably my favourite. And like I know it's not recency bias either. It genuinely is. Up until this was the best story I've ever seen in wrestling. It was phenomenal. The slow build breakup.
Factions, can we not just do? We can't just do a tag team. Then it's got to be more than
tag team
two.
or faction.
do
I
a
think
tag team if you have
it's casting a wide net, but it's like.
Instead
full
of
of
tag team, I
friendship
want
for
the
me all day long.
Rockers, the super kick.
I was going to say like
Yeah.
the Rockers one sticks out because that's probably the most famous one because of how at the time it was just nobody was expecting it.
Yeah.
So for me, I guess even though we all kind of knew it was coming, but only because I felt like a bit of emotion when it actually happened, or maybe not as much as I would have done had it happened like a couple of months before then, or had one of the participants been actually healthy. But it was the Better Than You Bebe breakup because it was so good. Like, I mean, I don't want to say because I was gutted when they pulled the trigger, and because everyone knew it was Cole, everyone kind of suspected that it would be Cole to be the one to turn. But
I
the
think
fact that it was MJF, like he had such growth as a character.
Oh, he
and
did.
Him on the floor being like, why?
Never wanted
Like,
it to
why?
be you.
Can you imagine how good that would have been if they hadn't got injured? Because that was
th-
so
that-
good
that's what
so
I'm
well.
getting
And the
at.
only reason people had so much negativity towards it was because it had been padded out for so long while they were like, oh, because I assume at the time it was like, can MJF get through this and is Cole going to be back soon? And then if you remember, his injury got worse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he shatter it again or something? Then it was like, okay, it's fucked.
It
they
was
just rushed
on the
through.
ramp. It was on the ramp. He shattered it then, and then they thought, well, this might be a little bit. If we pad this out a little bit, it'd be okay. But then
you
it
take
just
out
got worse.
Sorry, mate. You take out the Jay White angle, which people complained about. You take that out, and then you have an actual fit Cole turning on MJF and standing over him instead of sitting in a chair with a fucking broken leg. It'd be so intimidating, and it would have worked really well, and it would have been better for everyone. Wardlow, the Kingdom, it would have been better for everybody involved. But just because of the way it ended, it's like, and unfortunately, that's all people seem to remember because that was so fucking good. You've seen people talking about it this week on Twitter, like that summer was so fucking entertaining with MJF, and like he gets tarred with the brush of bad creative around him at that point because if you remember, that was one of the only really good things on TV during that whole time.
Yeah,
and it was so
when,
good.
Following the Punk stuff, like that was when they struggled. Like clearly, like Punk not being around, and it was the right thing to do, but they had to undo and reverse engineer a lot of stuff. And the only thing that was consistently good was Better Than You, Bebe. Like honestly, everything else, it was still entertaining in places. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it was
worst
probably
period, though, I think.
it was probably the one where
Everything
it was the
around
most
that-
inconsistent.
Everything around that
I
was
didn't enjoy anything
pretty
apart
unremember.
from
I don't remember
Cole.
much of it outside of that, to
Yeah.
be honest. There's nothing stands out.
Look at All In. Look at All Out. There weren't fucking stories at the time.
That-
There's
I-
no stories.
I was talking about this week with Sam on Twitter, there, and like he was saying about how he didn't like the MJF Cole thing because it was All In and he wanted bigger match. And I was like, yeah, but that wasn't the problem. Wasn't MJF and Cole? That was the only good build for All In.
Yeah.
The rest of the fucking build was thrown together a week before, and it was good, but there was nothing. There was no stories in it. It was like, oh, we'll just throw these matches around. And it was a great card on paper. It really was, but there was no build to it apart from MJF Cole.
That was a
well,
coffee
yeah.
match for no reason.
Yeah, no.
Well, no.
fucking-
So that one again thrown into a bit of disrepute because it was meant to be Swerve. If you remember, it was meant to be Swerve and AR Fox against Darby and Sting.
But even then, it was
AR
such a
Fox had
thin-
visa issues or something like that. So then they had to throw Christian in somehow.
But
I don't-
they still all just felt like it was thrown together,
It didn't
didn't
mean
it?
a
I mean,
coffee
like-
match. It didn't need to be a coffee. The whole card, like I really think that they were looking at it as being a glorified house show at first, and then when they sold 80,000 tickets, they're like, "Oh fuck, we've actually got to really put in a lot of effort here." And it was a bit late because, that was a pattern in 2023. They were not building to pay. I remember like Revolution. This is when you had Full Gear and then Revolution. So you had all of December, all of January, all of February, and it got to like 3 weeks out from Revolution, and we knew MJF and Danielson, and like there was nothing else. They were just putting on banger shows at that point, but they weren't really doing anything apart from having shit hot matches.
Yeah.
And you do need a balance. You want a balance. They didn't. They even like that Double or Nothing that year. 2023 Double or Nothing was shit, apart from the double main event, wasn't it? Yeah, those two matches banged. The rest of the card was put together and was kind of shit. So yeah, and that was the pinnacle of it with All In, and the main event was everything the company had put themselves around, and everything else was just thrown together last minute because they're like, shit, a lot of people here and kind of need to do something.
And outside of MJF in that in that run with Cole. Who else apart from Hangman and Swerve to a slightly lesser extent, a bit more of a different character, has given you that level of character development that MJF did over that fucking period? Like you actually believed.
Tony Storm.
But again, that's a different one. That's more. This was like more real. I felt as much as it was comedy, MJF, it was real. Like you seen this guy that like didn't have friends. He had no friends. No one liked him, and then he was latched onto Cole to the point where he called in his fucking Twitch stream when he was playing a game and fucking saying, "We'll do the double clothesline." I've been thinking about, and then slowly you could see MJF actually did start to fucking care about this fella. And that I bang on about this to with anyone. I'll fight anyone over this who slags off that main event at All In, because that was such a good example of in-ring storytelling. Because you went from the start of being convinced that Cole was going to turn on him or MJF was going to turn on him to not knowing what the fuck was going to happen. And that moment at the end when MJF is like turned his back, he's going, "Oh, you won't go on," then turns his back. Shit, not make it soft, and he turns his back, and he's going, "Go on," and Cole's with the belt, and it's like
the belt.
That was so fucking good.
You didn't do it. I was third row for that, and I was sobbing like a baby.
Oh, it was so good.
There's so much revisionist history around. Like, it's funny. Usually, revisionist history means you look back on something probably more fondly than you should have done, and it's the complete opposite with MJF. Like, the majority of his title run was really fucking good.
Oh yeah,
until
100%.
The rest of the product was shit, but he was honestly carrying that company at certain times through spring
it's happened to MJF
and
before.
summer of the year.
Remember when he didn't leave his house for weeks after the nuke that they call like the second pipe bomb? It was a fucking nuke when he told Tony Khan to fire him. He came back, and that was overshadowed by Punk throwing a hissy fit at a press conference.
The irony was that before Punk threw his toys out the pram and started eating a muffin, slagging the cup, MJF got a bigger reaction. Punk was getting booed in Chicago.
That's why Punk reacted the way he did, 100%.
Yeah.
That was I'm not saying that's the only reason. That was the straw that broke the camel's back. He hated that. He fucking
of course he did, because he's a petulant little man-child. But also, obviously, we knew he was hurt, and he was going to be off TV anyway, and he was stripped of the title. And then when he came back on Collision,
and with the international,
he brought the real. Possibly, but he brought back the real world's title, and you could clearly see he was doing that like just to pad his own ego.
That was fucking
terrible. But what I loved was MJF did not acknowledge it.
I know, it was great, wasn't it? I did.
That
was amazing.
So good. Yeah. That was just you could just see Phil in his little like dressing room going, "I fucking hate that MJF guy. I fucking hate him." And you could just imagine him just getting like like little what do you call them? Like little like vessels like bursting in his head. He's just like
it's still really it's still quite sad because we didn't get to see it play out the way it should have. And because I spent the aftermath of All In after that banging on for ages to me mates about, I cannot wait to see this eventual MJF face chase when Cole takes the belt off him. And that's what I would have loved, because he would have been like a Steve Austin kind of character. Just he wants that fucking belt no matter what. He's still got the fucking the good guy bit, but he no more friends now. He's not trusting anyone, but he's still a face. And that would have been so good. We that was taken away from us because of the fucking injuries. That's why I'm torn right now with the Hurt Syndicate stuff when they eventually break up. Do I want the Hurt Syndicate to come out of this as faces? I'm not sure they work. Do I want MJF to come out of this as a face? I'd fucking love it, but the problem is he's the best heel in the fucking world, and that's why you're in this. But I would love another run with him as a face. Him getting fucked over by the Hurt Syndicate and being, let's get that what we should have had at the end when Cole would have, cleanly beaten him, having turned, and MJF, struggling with that hurt after that, and really unleashing everything to take down these people. But on our side, if that makes sense.
The thing is I think again, like MJF's probably like my favorite wrestler in the entire world, like at the moment. Like apart from Hangman, possibly.
He's most complete, isn't he? I think.
I cannot think of someone who is so good at any kind of role: heel, babyface, comedy, serious, all sorts. People slag him off a little bit because he cuts like the same sort of formulaic promo, but that's the point. That he does that deliberately.
When he wants to, he puts effort in.
Roddy Piper did that fucking same promo. Ric Flair did the same promo.
Ted DiBiase.
But what
every fucking wrestler does the same type of promo, face or heel, the same fucking cadence.
Wait. Going up, you didn't see what they did on Raw last week, because John Cena and Cody Rhodes changed heel and face in a promo.
Did you see the exact moment? Did you spot the exact moment when I did with these eyes?
I'm about to turn fucking heel, honestly.
Why?
This moment here.
Me.
He's losing his heel turn if you keep talking about Raw.
MJ, going back to MJF really quickly, like I still remember at Revolution after the match with Hangman, which is probably, you can argue that was probably like the match that kick-started like this super fast, super intense run that Hangman's been on. That MJF feud was what kind of. Well, actually, no. Possibly it was the Daniels thing. MJF really sort of rubbed it in, and it sort of drove it home.
It was going that way anyway, but that was when they decided to just put it into third gear and ramp it up a bit, ready for.
But with MJF after the match, I still remember Lexi Nair trying to interview him, and he's just there screaming in the mirror saying, "You're a fraud," and he punches it and breaks the glass, and then he turns around and just chases Lexi out of the room. The
Even
man
now
can
he
do
does
no
it.
wrong.
He's yelling at Hangman, "Why you? Why you and not me?
Why you? Why
and
not
Osprey,
me?"
They used to love
cheer me
me
too.
before you came and ruined it. Yeah, he's still doing that now.
Do you remember when he was looking for friends?
Adam Cole ruined that boy.
Do you remember when he was looking for friends, though? And he was looking for someone to help him when Cole was injured, and no one was there. They were all shutting the door on him. He's like, "Come on, no, fuck off." He went up to Swerve as well, if you remember. Swerve at that point, he kind of.
I remember that was good.
It's so good.
Give me back.
But
Okay.
so
all right, faction breakups. Who were we on? Who had we gotten to? We'd had me.
Mine was better than you, baby, but naturally we tangented.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I've drank a couple of 70% volume bottles of MJF at the moment. That sounds well wrong, but you know what I mean.
It does a bit.
Festival of Friendship for me, it was my favourite ever turn on anyone, because it was the first time I got invested in anything like that. It was so well done. I loved it. I'll always hark back to this because I think it was probably my favourite ever WWE moment. They were the best thing on TV in wrestling at that point on WWE TV by a fucking mile. And it was a great breakup, and it's just a shame that Vince shut the bed and decided that Brock the old fella Bill Goldberg, fuck Bill Goldberg, so that should be for the world title instead of Jericho Owens. But Festival of Friendship, I loved it. It was so well executed, and it was just a level or two above anything else WWE were doing for a couple of years either side of that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, go on. Give us yours.
I'm gonna wind the clock back a bit. I'm gonna go back to 2002 when a certain Heartbreak
I was
Kid.
in like 1993 or 4. You're all right, Brett.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go back to 2002 when a certain Heartbreak Kid came back for a special appearance on Raw. It looked like a little mini reunion with D-Generation X, with him and Triple H doing the old D-Generation shtick, and they're about to tell everyone, give everyone a DX chop, and then Triple H out of nowhere hits Shawn with the pedigree, knocks him out. Basically it was Triple H was just mad at Shawn that you couldn't stay away. You saw that I was the star now, but you came back after all these years. And then remember later in that show, Shawn was attacked in the parking lot. Triple H acting all mad and surprised, like wondering who did it, going around the locker room. And that was the first time I think we saw like CCTV of them like try to like de-scramble the footage and everything, and it was clear it was Triple H. We all knew it, but I got to give Triple H his credit. Like, you saw the look on Triple H, the worried face, and then he just slowly had that big ass smirk on his face, like, yeah, it was me. And then that led to that SummerSlam matchup 2002, that unsanctioned match with him and Michaels. Great fucking match, one of the best SummerSlam matches of all time. And like, yeah, that started Shawn Michaels' second act in second turn in his career right there. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
I was kind of excited when you said 2002 because I thought you were going to go back to the draft. Do you ever remember it was like a really random episode of Raw or SmackDown when it was basically the APA had split to different brands, and there was a bit when obviously they were doing like the whole door thing. It still kind of makes me laugh because it was quite funny. Like, I'll give him that. But when they actually just turned the sign around that said "Sorry, we're closed," and then they just sort of go their separate ways, it was quite. I was hoping you would say that one, but. You let me down.
Yeah.
Come on, Brett.
You're there. You were there to pick me up, though.
I got you. I got you.
How about you? I chose like a nice feel-good face turn, and you guys are all like, "Yeah," when someone got fucked over and was evil. I'm the only babyface on this podcast.
Wrestling is inherently evil. Like, people will turn on you.
Doesn't have to be. Wouldn't it be nice if everyone was nice?
No, that would be fucking boring.
Oh.
Come on,
you don't have the bad times, you don't appreciate the good times.
Exactly.
Hard times breed better men.
Shit.
It'd be nice if people were a little bit nicer, but at the same time, there's too many cunts out there.
Andy climbed through
Absolutely.
He climbed through like a mile of shit to get through the other side, all clean and like this, All right. Anyone else?
Give me your
heel
favourite
turn?
breakup, Andy, if you've thought of one by now.
Yeah, no, I did. I said the
Oh, did you?
the recent one, the Hangman
Oh,
and
you
the
did.
Bucks and Kenny.
Alright.
But in terms of like a breakup, you could also say probably the best of all time when Hogan fucked up everyone over and joined the NWO. That would still
I really
is
thought you were going to
the
say when
most-
Hogan fucked everyone over and then revealed
In
that
real
he was a
life.
racist twat.
Yeah, it's still one like you got to give Bischoff that credit for that one idea that he stole and worked, and it was incredible. It hit like nothing. So many people started watching WCW in the UK because of that, because WCW was dead in the UK, and that got so much fucking traction just because that. Because nobody, it's the one thing nobody's seen coming. That's what made me laugh when we talked about it recently with, Cena's the greatest heel turn of all time. No, it's fucking not. It's not even close. It's not even fucking top 5. It's not even top 10. It was, he was teaming with Macho Man and Sting, and he fucked them over. Well, Macho
It's
Man,
one of the
Luger, and
biggest heel
Sting.
turns.
Yeah.
Cena's a big heel turn. It was not a good heel. It was a nice little moment, overacted, and Travis Scott's there for no fucking reason. But it was still,
great.
there was some nice bits to it. But it's been like it's subjectively objective. I don't know what way to put it. It's been fucking terrible since. It's been bad matches, awful promos, lackluster. Just programs. It's not been good. It's been an objective failure.
Are you telling me that the NWO turn wouldn't have been even bigger if when Hogan turned and hit the leg drop, MC Hammer wasn't stood at the side of him with a belt for no reason?
Yeah, I mean,
I think that could have been good.
But if he came to the ring afterwards, absolutely.
And just stood there.
Just stood there. Just didn't do anything for some reason. No.
Oh man, I miss prime WCW.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was never
I
a big
mean-
WCW girl. I was ECW. I used to buy knockoff
How did you used
VHS.
to watch it?
I used to buy knockoff VHS tapes out of the back of a Vauxhall Astra in Tesco car park. As is
It's
tradition.
clear as day.
They
Yeah.
recorded off of Bravo. Was it Bravo they were on back then?
Fuck knows. But you used to have to stick a pencil into rewind because you couldn't do it in the VCR player.
I remember
This is
WCW because I remember as a kid in my parents' house, they had a TV in the bedroom and I used to watch the Crystal Maze and then I used to watch WCW
Crystal
Nitro or Thunder, whichever one it was. It was a bit hazy, but it was all, unfortunately, it was sort of like the 2000 to 1999
Oh,
era
yeah,
of
when it was
WCW.
shite.
So
No.
unfortunately, I missed
never
all
a
the magic.
WCW
But I
girl.
remember the first one that I remember was always Sting. Sting was always my guy.
Oh, yeah, I knew
that-
Sting.
That's why I was WCW mainly because of Flair and Sting. The Horseman, that was like, my favourites.
I used to
Yeah.
get the the wrestling magazine, and they used to cover some WCW as well. It wasn't the WWF magazine. It was probably Pro Wrestling Illustrated.
I met Sting and Lex Luger and W.H. Smiths in Brent Cross to do got their little figures and met them when I was about 5 or 6 years old.
Respect, like that.
And I don't really remember it. That's the sad thing, but I know what happened.
No, I was British Indies as long as I knew I used to watch the FWA. That's how long I've been a British Indies fan. So,
Do you remember when Talk Sport had a fucking wrestling show where Tommy Boyd of all people started a wrestling show where he used to run it with I think it was Alex Shane was his name, can't remember, and it was all FWA and he would be in character. And Tommy Boyd started trying to remember Tommy Boyd. Is anyone old enough to remember him off fucking Breakfast TV and shit?
No.
He started trying to run a wrestling promotion in real life because of it. I think it failed, so it's a rubbish story. But anyway, I do remember that on Talksport.
That's a really bad story, Andy. And yours
Yeah,
It is.
sounded
No,
good.
it is. I wish I'd actually done some research and worked out what happened with him. But
I'd be
I don't
ready.
I mean,
actually
it's
care.
just
He's dead.
No,
is he actually
goodness.
dead?
He's not dead.
No.
No.
Is this
like Terry Nutkins.
Harry Nutkin?
No, I mean, it's not the
Judy
only
Bagwell.
person who's starting a failing wrestling promotion. Like, I mean, fucking Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff have started one, and look, like tickets are flying off the wall.
have you seen?
This week they sold 3.
They've sold 3 tickets this week.
Have you seen what
Three
channel
this
it's on?
week.
You seen
Is it
what
on
channel
I've
it's on?
never heard of it. This isn't even
No,
a
it's
real
not.
channel.
Yeah,
it's not a channel. So it's Fox Nation. Basically, it's the Fox News streaming app that it's on.
Is it
It's-
really, or is it a
it's
bloke with a
not-
megaphone shouting the
yeah,
results?
Here's the thing. You got to go onto Meltzer. Someone tweeted at Meltzer like, damn, this is worse than streaming it on Tubi. And Meltzer replied, no, this is worse than
Yeah, you don't know how much
streaming
worse.
Yeah,
I'd never heard of this channel, and I've seen someone on Twitter describe it as something that makes Fox News look sane. It said it's a full-on fucking extreme
Yeah.
platform.
Yeah,
like-
someone said that,
It's
yeah.
like GB. It's like GB News then.
Honestly,
Yeah,
I was expecting
essentially.
people to have to
Well,
download
TV
it on
News is like
LimeWire.
Fox News.
Have they announced
Okay,
any
so it's
matches? Have they announced any matches for you?
No. Nope.
I heard
Goodness.
there was one match already. It was Hulk Hogan, Eric Bischoff against Nigel Farage, and fucking whoever used to run the BNP.
Oh, Nick Griffin.
Yeah, him and fucking Farage tag teaming against Hogan and Bischoff. I don't even want to win there. Hope they fucking kill each other.
I mean, yeah, it's like literally survival of the fattest.
Can it be a fucking Inferno match?
Sorry, I'm body shaming again. I shouldn't body shame, but
I just can't believe in the year 2025 that a wrestling promotion ran by Hogan and Bischoff is not doing well. Do you see the shock on my face? Like, I can't fucking believe
it is a shock, though. No,
yeah.
it genuinely is a shock because, like, just the name value alone of Hogan, you would think they would sell a little bit more than what than the amount they have. It's fucking that. It must be bad for them to not even shift that much.
Kurt Angle is their commentator.
Kurt.
is he a commentator or is he a ring announcer?
No,
is he
commentary.
Oh, it's commentary.
It's not a surprise because him and Randy Orton's missus either do or did a podcast together, and it's very alt-righty. So it's a shame. I think Kurt's clever enough to not speak too vocally about how he feels, but I think he veers very, very.
He aligns quite
right.
heavily with Mr. Belair and Mr. Bischoff.
Well, the thing is, don't go too far. A lot of these people vote that side because they're rich and selfish, and that's what they do. They want to save money. Hogan's a full-on fucking racist, so you'd have to be worried. If you're Kurt Angle, surely you're gonna have to be slightly worried about people thinking that you are of the same cloth.
No, if you were willingly associate with a race, it's like, don't they say if
That's what I mean.
there's one Nazi and 9 regular people at a table, you've got a table with 10 Nazis. If you don't get up and leave, I don't have sympathy.
Just remember that when Hogan came back, I forgot which WrestleMania was in 20 after COVID.
35.
He apologized for being caught on tape. He never apologized for what he actually said, which is fucking.
Okay.
He told everyone, you gotta watch out for cameras. I'm like, bro, are you fucking kidding me? That's not the fucking lesson, dude.
It's a full-on. I'm sorry, I made you feel that way.
Yeah, it's a full-on like emotionally abusive response. Like, I'm sorry you feel that way. But no, what was really great, as I've just remembered it now, was when Shelton Benjamin called him out when Hogan got his, not only did he get his name wrong, but also he said, I'm really chummy with him. And Shelton actually just obliterated him and said, like, you've never apologized. You're a scumbag, basically. So Shelton Benjamin's my favorite wrestler of all time right now.
Do you remember when Hogan tried to make out that Betty White died because she had the COVID job and not because she was like 100? The guy's a fucking lunatic, man.
Yeah.
I don't even think he believes half the things he says.
No.
I do think he believes what he says.
Did you guys see that interview when he said that his brother was murdered? No. And like the guy's going, or the woman, whoever's into him, was like, oh God, I'm really sorry. And he's going, yeah, no, he was murdered. And he's going into a lot of detail about it. And then, like, about 5 minutes later, he goes, yeah, well, he wasn't actually murdered. He was a drug user and he took an overdose. I said, what?
No, I don't remember
They're completely fucking different, man.
Yeah.
Cunt.
Goodness me.
It's like saying
He's a proper cunt.
It's like saying I'm about to take a nap, and then
Mark, that
he's in
only
a
counts
coma.
as one. You said them too close together.
How many are we at the moment? What's the tally?
Andy's ahead, I'm afraid.
Oh no, what's the total? What's the total?
Oh,
I thought that's what we were
3,
doing, not
Brett's
like
on
per
a half.
person.
You and Mark are both on 1.
Oh, fair.
Can't say cunt more than once.
Yeah, I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I wasn't paying anywhere near the attention I should have been to
we
make this
need to get
scientific.
Grok. We need to, or whatever the Riverside equivalent. We need to get them to count. Actually, in the recording, we'll count how many times cunt was said.
Yeah.
We'll tally up at the end, and we'll let everyone know in the comments.
It was a quiet-ish week this week, and we didn't ask for questions of anyone. So, have we got much more to cover, or should we just wrap it up early?
I just want to go over what from Dynamite, what they set up going forward. So obviously great promo to start the show from Hangman. Great fucking babyface promo from him.
Fucking really was.
It was awesome.
It was good shit. But then look at what we set up in that one episode that everyone claimed to fucking hate for whatever goddamn reason. First off, the Young Bucks coming in in the Uber. No more limo. There are no more EVPs. It was This was exactly what we needed. This is exactly
Can we do
what
that
I
in the next
wanted.
episode? We fantasy book the books.
So
we should have done that today.
So let's just piece together real quick the Bucks night. They arrive in the Uber. They got to get their suitcases out. They go into the arena. They're looking for their locker room. First, they run to the production guy crossing off the EVPs, just writing Matt and Nick. And who's there to greet them first? You got Ricochet in the Gates of Agony. Ricochet's clowning them and everything. But then Don Callis is there saying, they're not accepting come in the family that, but let's work together. But then fast forward to that 4-on-4 match with them and the Don Callis family. They're setting up Kevin Knight for the EVP trigger, but they go up and they're like, oh shit, we're not EVPs anymore. What do we call it? So, I'm sorry. Even before the match, they come out for their introduction. Songs playing. They're flexing on the stage. No pyro whatsoever. And then you see on the screens, it's just written in Matt and Nick and crossing out.
It's been swerved with clip art.
Yeah, that.
They slipped Justin Roberts a tenner to do the introduction.
Oh yeah, Justin Roberts with the most nonchalant introduction for the Bucks ever, and yeah. It's Matt and Nick. That's all they are. So yeah, like definitely next week we got to deep dive where the Bucks go from here. But that's exactly what I want to see from them. And
if it leads to them bringing back BTE because they need the cash and they're all shitty and resentful about it the whole time, I will love it.
They're not getting enough attention, so they're gonna find the attention themselves. Bringing BTE back, but also what did we get?
We'll
we
give
got
Brandon a job.
Wait, they better be able to pay Brandon's 2 contracts.
No.
Yeah, who knows?
They might be struggling because the company credit cards declined.
What?
Yeah, they were tweeting about that like the days after Dynamite, so the struggle is real.
Okay,
why does he have
anymore.
2 contracts? Is that because he's
He always had 2 wrestling and
John
content
Cruz
creation.
and Serpentico?
Andrew, I swear to God. Go off you.
But yeah, later in the show, we got Okada with a squash match, but then he's mad at Swerve and Ospreay, because they took away the EVP status from the Bucks, so now we got Swerve and Okada like gonna feud for the unified title. That's gonna be fucking great. What else? And then we got Athena Elite Wrestling on Dynamite finally, and I love the fact that they are wasting no time. They're setting up the eventual feud between them and her and Toni Storm. It was fucking great. Tony cutting the promo from the balcony, the black and white with the red accents. The arena's perfect for Tony. She could live in there, cut every promo there every weekend. It wouldn't be a problem whatsoever. But Athena and Billy Stark's interrupting her, and we're off to the fucking races. I can't wait with that. And then
Tony Billy Starks next week, or this week rather.
And
this Wednesday.
It's an eliminator match. She said that if Billy wins, she'll give her.
What I quite like is that Billy has been saying, "Oh, I'm in for something here," because Tony said, didn't she? She said like, "Well, if your lackey can beat me, then she'll get a title match." Athena's like, "No, that's not what we agreed." So
yeah. And have you seen who Athena is wrestling?
Oh yes.
My favorite.
Listen. This has me thinking. I don't know, like one thing that we have not gotten from AEW television, honestly, in 6 years, we have not got a real shocking title change.
We got one when Rey Fenix beat Jon Moxley for the international title, but that was because it was an audible and Mox was injured.
With all due respect, no, I'm talking about stature of who the champion is.
Oh, sure.
I'm talking about.
We have not for a title. We've had the match, but not for the title.
Yeah, we had Action Andretti beating Jericho, and that was one of the coolest moments.
No,
in
I'm saying
history.
for
a belt.
Probably your most high profile champion, Athena, 1,000 Days Forever Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Like I'm just saying, I'm not predicting it will, but we haven't had anything on the level of that, like of an Athena losing on television, the belt right there. So we'll.
Well, I mean, Alex Windsor is, she's fresh off her debut, beat Taya Valkyrie, so I'd love that.
Good fucking match, by the way. Her and Valkyrie,
it
very
was
good match.
It was good, but it's I don't know. We'll wait and see. I think they could tell a really interesting story with Athena and Billy still, because I think there's still something there. It's been one of the best Ring of Honor stories, like long term, like ever.
I'm glad they didn't split them when they had the match.
Me too.
Yeah.
In hindsight, I was worried because I thought, well, Billy's lost the chance now. I feel like they've brought me back in and they've brought her back onto AEW and stuff like that. So I think that there's more legs to it. I'm interested to see where it goes. Anyway,
okay, have we covered
great.
everything?
I think we've covered everything
under time for the first time ever.
For the first time ever, I think we're actually under time. We're bang on an hour and a half.
We are,
With
and
that.
also we will be back on Thursday, I believe, on the not on our channel, on the TNT Extreme Wrestling channel on YouTube and possibly Facebook. I think it is as well. They stream to wherever they stream to anyway. Wherever TNA streams to TNA. It's fucking because we spent a day talking about TNA. wherever TNT stream to. Well, Leon Slater's a former TNA World Champion. No,
TNT
former
World
TNT World Champion. Yeah. Anyway, whatever. Wherever TNT
Jesus
stream
Christ,
to,
Andy.
That's not
I know.
becoming a thing.
wherever TNT stream to, you will find us on the Barbed Wire TNT pre-show.
Because
Can't
they have
wait.
taken leave of their senses, and TNT have
Yeah.
allowed us, we've actually asked us to take over running their official preview shows from now
They
on.
are
We are
officially entrusting
legitimate.
us. Yeah.
We're very important
Yeah.
internet wrestling personalities now.
We are.
Do we need
Can
to
I-
stop saying the word cunt so much then?
No, but what we do need to
Say
do is
cunt.
we need
Yeah,
to
but-
start charging for the Discord and spreading rumours on it.
Can't wait. Looking forward to it. We'll see you Thursday.
Peace.
Done.